Welcome back. As promised, let's see what's happening in the commodity markets. We have Manisha joining in with the latest. Manisha, what's the headline?
Well, I'm looking at aluminum this time around because we've seen prices gain onto this one as well. It's trading 13% on the higher side, not too far away from its all-time highs. It actually is trading near 2022 highs, also a year when aluminum actually made an all-time high as well. Well, there is a lot of demand coming in from EVs, from construction, renewable energy sectors, and that clearly has been supportive for the prices there. Apart from that, it is also about the copper-aluminum ratio, which is near record highs. So because all the metals are doing well, so is the case with aluminum. And aluminum also turns out as a proxy when copper gets too expensive and when silver gets very expensive as well. And aluminum really seems to be finding more usages when it comes to renewables and green energy, and that is where the support is coming in from. Also, it has been about the US tariffs to the tune of 50%. That's leading to less imports within US. When you look at the Canadian aluminum export into US, there has been a decline of 22% this year so far. Canada aluminum, of course, has been going into various other countries, including UAE and Asia as well, but the quantum continues to be slightly on the weaker side there. And then China is an important market where you have seen aluminum output close to the self-imposed 45 million tons of a production cap that China has put out. So when you look at the Chinese production, it has really gained in the last decade or so. 2007, China aluminum output was to the tune of 12.6 million tons. 2025, it stands at 45, and this is where China has put a cap as well. But interestingly, China perhaps will not put a cap on those smelters which are using renewable power. So you could be looking at higher numbers in any case in 2026 there. China also is investing in aluminum outside of China, Indonesia, for example. But Indonesia also seems to be going on with their power concerns. And whether or not all that investment will start showing result in 26 or 27 is something that the markets will keep an eye on. Indonesia exports, when you look at those numbers, well, they are up 58% on the year. And the newer capacity estimated is at around 1.4 million tons for the coming year there. If you look at European markets, well, there are power concerns there too, and aluminum sector is affected because of the energy crisis there. You have similar concerns also coming in, soaring power costs leading to smelter closures in US and Australia and in Iceland as well. And many of this perhaps would not come on board until late 2026. Take a look at the deficit numbers then. 2025, we are dealing with 100,000 tons of deficit in the global markets, which is expected to double by the time it's end of 2026. Also, take a look at the demand numbers there. So 2020 global aluminum demand stood at 86.2 million tons, while we are looking at 119.5 million tons of an expectation by the time it's 2030. It's quite varied on where the aluminum prices could be in 2026, but most global banks and brokerages believe it's going to be higher from where we are trading right now. So currently, we are trading at around 28.50. Bank of America is the most bullish, talking about 3,125. JP Morgan and ANZ are putting it to 3,000. 2,900 is what ING believes. Goldman Sachs thinks that there could be more supplies going forward. If all that projections do come alive, then we perhaps could be looking at pressure going forward. So barring Goldman Sachs, which is putting it at 2,350, and Fitch ratings at 2,300, everybody else believes that we are looking at higher aluminum prices in 2026.
All right, Manisha, thank you very much for that. That's aluminum in focus today. And looks like, a general view is commodities set to perform base and otherwise well into 2026.